All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome online for today's event. This is a very special event indeed, and I'm going to hand you over to our Vice President and co-founder, Ryan Scott.
Welcome everybody to this wonderful recognition event that we have, and I just want to echo how awesome and amazing this is. Rank advancements are important because it shows the health of our company. When we have people rank advancing and growing and reaching new ranks, it shows what's happening. It shows the undertide of what's happening as a company. And we have so many amazing things going on. We just got off a call at 11 o'clock where Steve made a huge announcement about our technology, and Chris and I went over a team challenge and some events that we have coming up in December, January, and February. And we're going to be doing that same call at 6 o'clock today. So if you weren't on the 11, hop on that because you're going to see what's happening in Neumi and you're going to feel the momentum that's happening. And speaking of momentum, someone who always sings and tells us where we are in the momentum phase is Karen Justice, and I'm going to today's recognition is for Karen Justice, and Karen Justice is our first female double crown. Let's give her a round of applause, everybody.
Woohoo!
Congratulations to Karen. It's an incredible achievement. Couldn't have happened to anyone better. She is such a hard worker. She is so diligent. I probably get 20 text messages from her at least a week, and I know she's working with Aaron and with Justine and with everyone and with her team. I don't know how she has so many minutes in a day. It seems like she has more minutes in a day than the rest of us, but I guess that goes with Michael Firth and Alex and all of the leaders. You guys are so tremendous in how you organize your time and how hard you guys work. So we want to take the time to thank Karen for her hard work and recognize her dedication and her perseverance. You know, Steve always says, well, Proverbs says, a diligent person will stand before kings, and Karen is, when I think of the word diligent, I think of Karen, and I also think of caring. Um, Karen has been successful because she loves the people that she works with. What you guys don't get to see is how hard she fights for you. She fights tooth and nail for all of her leaders, for all the people in her downline. You might think, oh, I'm, 20 levels down. I'm too small. She knows your name and she's fighting for you tooth and nail. And we hear all about the problems that you're experiencing and you're facing, and she just wants you guys to grow and to grow your business. And we're so grateful to Karen for that. So we're going to hear from a couple of corporate team members, and then we're going to hear from a few of Karen's leaders, and then we're going to hear from Karen. So first, let's hear from Chris Fowler. Chris, if you want to hop on, and then we'll pass it on from Chris.
Hey, Karen, congratulations. I am so excited for you. What a privilege and an honor for you and I know you are going to make this a team event and turn the spotlight to your team and what a blessing that is. Really, you're the heart of Numi in a lot of ways. And I've had the privilege of working with you, and I've worked with a lot of leaders over this time, and you have a really special, and everyone knows this. You have a unique characteristic that very few have, and it reminds me of this. One of my favorite poems when I uh, growing up was a poem by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and this really I think defines who your character is. And I'll just share a couple words from it, not the whole thing. Um, but it's called What is Success? And it says, Success, this is the poem. It says, to laugh often and love much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the approbation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to leave the world a little better, whether it be a healthy child, a garden patch, to have played and laughed with enthusiasm, to know one life has breathed easier because you have lived, and that is to have succeeded. And many of you probably don't know, but Karen, you have gone through a lot of personal trials and tribulation and struggles. Like you have faced mountains, and by and has succeeded in every area. And so, if there's anyone, that we can look to as a light to say, if going through hard times, can we succeed? Karen is an example of that, and a true friend, someone that I look up to, and will honor my memory and celebrate every day. So, Karen, congratulations, well deserved. You have succeeded in life, and I hope to continue to learn from that and emulate that in my day to day. So, thank you. And to Ryan's point, she does fight for you, for everyone, and not just her downline. It's she has this natural gift, you do, of taking on the worry and the stress, and she portrays it so well, that she cares so much. So that's why she's a double crown. So congrats. I'll turn the time over to Aaron.
Well, Chris, thank you very much, and I also am one to be on this list of people that admire Karen just wonderfully and admirably. She is one of those people that literally, when I first met her, and I recognized very quickly that she was a very different type of leader because she'd been in the trenches and she'd gone through a lot of the struggles in network marketing that a lot of people have gone through, but maybe hadn't been able to figure out the solutions on the other side to help people kind of solve their problems as they're going through them. And so a lot of times I'm able to use some of that wisdom in my job to help me kind of navigate through some of the areas that we need to navigate. And I certainly appreciate her for that. I echo what Chris and Ryan said as well, that she's just been this incredible leader that's always been steadfast, focused on the end goals that she's been looking at. And one of the things that I love, and I told the story yesterday, but one of the things that I loved is that I remember Karen calling me right when she joined, and she said to me, Aaron, I've always found that I've had the greatest success when I do a 90-day run. And would you be willing, would you commit with me to do a 90-day run? And I said, Karen, I would love to commit to you. Let's do it. Let's have some fun with this. So went and talked to Steve, talked to Ryan, talked to a few other individuals in the office just in case we were traveling and moving around the world and all that good stuff. We had people like Alex that could jump on here and there. Michael was flipped upside down in terms of time, but these were the people that were running like crazy with us. And we went through that 90-day run, and it didn't end at 90. As a matter of fact, Steve and I used to kind of laugh. We'd say, okay, so is 90 days up? And I said, nope, we're going 120. So the bottom line is that that's the type of commitment that you need from a leader. Leaders develop leaders. And so you'll see on the call when we have a few of Karen's leaders, that you'll see a few people that will hop on and talk about Karen's leadership. But that's a quality that you don't get from everybody. You really need to have people that are developing their leadership within so that they can rise up, continue to run towards the gunfire, as we talk about sometimes inside the company, and deal with some of those headaches. But Karen's one that will always be dealing with those. And many times I get a note from Larry Wilson, who's been a phenomenal upline and a great coach and great mentor as well. And Larry will give me little thoughts or ideas or nudges to say, hey, take care of Karen on this and make sure that you listen to Karen on that. It's a great idea, etc. And that is what happens when collaboration comes together. One of the things that Karen always talks about are targets and goals. And she talks about it constantly, a very consistent message. But targets and goals are the important part of what we're looking out into the future for, using some of that vision and strategy and direction to get us a little bit deeper into our efforts in the areas that we want to impact. And that's the type of leader that Karen is. But beyond that, she and I have shared a lot of interesting things in our lives that are very similar. Some pain, some trauma, some things that we can empathize about. And I always tell Karen, listen, I always love talking to you because we can empathize. I don't do well with sympathy, but I do really great with empathy. So with that being said, I just want to tell everybody that not only is Karen one of our incredible partners, but she's also a friend. So with that, I'll turn it right back to Ryan. Or Steve Scott. How about I turn it over to Steve Scott and let Steve run with it? I'm not sure where Ryan disappeared to. Steve?
You're muted, buddy.
Welcome to my world. Ryan is very good at disappearing. Oh, there he is. Ryan, is this supposed to go to you right now?
No, you're good.
Okay. What can I say about Karen? I remember when she came on board, I didn't think anything of it. She was an author and had written some children's stories. And then I got to meet her and talk a little bit more and found out she had been in a terrible car accident, had a very traumatic brain injury. And what that sets the stage for is things don't stop this lady. She gets her eyes on getting something done, and whether she's sick, I mean, there have been times where uh, I've been invited to do a Saturday call that she hosts, and somebody else in the office will say, well, she just went through this. She just went through this surgery, or she just did this. And you think, well, is she going to be there? Yes, she's always there. And I don't know if we've ever done the call from a hospital room, but I think if she had to, she would do it without question. Um, Perseverance, stamina, courage, um, not giving up. It's so easy to give up when you go through traumas and trials. And Karen's had them all. And through the trials, instead of getting weaker, she got stronger. And to make this position, Alex made it this week. Karen made it this week. And to me, it's amazing. When we first started, I had no idea we were even going to have anybody make it to a diamond in the first year. And people made it to diamond in a week. But then what happened? Some made it to double diamond, most didn't. And some made it to triple diamond years later, most didn't. And then crown diamond. That is huge in itself. If you never went any further, you've really arrived. You've proved yourself. And of course, to get to double crown is it's unbelievable. And but as I'm sure she'll tell you, making double crown isn't just an award. It's not just an additional paycheck. It's those, but it's a lot more. Every step of the growth in rank, you're affecting more and more people. I think about Karen and Juanita. Who would have thought Juanita? She's stuck there in Chicago. She has a medical background. And Karen calls me, hey, Juanita wants to open up Mexico. Would you go down to Mexico? Well, my answer is Ryan speaks Spanish. Maybe Ryan and I go. Well, so Ryan and I go, and that's the first time we have a face-to-face with Juanita. Well, guess what Karen's done? She's duplicated herself, her drive, her belief system in Juanita. Now, that's a true leader. A true leader doesn't just market and talk and sell. A true leader creates more leaders. A true leader creates legacy. Now, I'm not a leader, but when I get a vision, I become passionate about it because I believe it. Karen, if I put her in another company with another product, if she somehow got in because she got talked into it, she wouldn't have the passion and she wouldn't have the reward. But she gets into any company by believing in what they're doing until they give her reason not to believe, like close the company or different little things like that. And she goes with her whole heart because she believes she's making a difference. And that's what separates us. Ryan will tell you, I don't run into very many people that I don't tell about Neumi. My family, if they see me pull out a phone at church or at a party, they panic. Here goes dad again, because they know what's on that phone are pictures and stories. But I believe it. And we see so many lives change. We have an attorney that represents this company, and his daughter had him. Well, I can't tell you what she had. It's just real bad. It was wrecking her life. And I told her dad about, I thought our product would make a difference. It made a difference overnight. It was unbelievable. And now I'm just saying that when you really believe, you don't have to convince yourself to wake up and make phone calls or have conversations because you believe what you're doing is going to change lives to one degree or another. Karen is driven by her heart. She can never be where she is without her heart. We have a legacy business. that was almost tailor-made for Karen's heart and her mentality. And that is change lives, get people, recruit people that are into changing lives. And Karen, that's what you've done. You've changed my life. You've changed Shannon's life. You've changed Ryan's life. And we're not even your customers. We're not in your downline. But you come in contact. She's very quick to go heart to heart. You know things are coming out of her heart, not just her mind. I usually don't need to, what's the right word? Don't need to be pushed into anything. Karen will invite me to a call. She'll say, will you be on my Saturday morning call on such and such day? She gives me plenty of notice, weeks. Most people don't. Most say, just like today, Aaron said, hey, can you be on a call tonight at 7 o'clock? Okay. Karen thinks everything out and she makes it so easy. And then, of course, starting the day before or 2 days before, you start getting her gentle reminders. Gentle reminder, we have our call Saturday morning. Gentle reminder, could you think about saying this and that? And do I want that? Yes, because she knows the people that are going to be on the other end of the call. I don't. So she knows what her field needs. She's been listening and watching. Steve, could you talk about this and this because this person's going to be on and they really need to hear that. They don't need to hear this. That's not bottling me up. That's doing me a favor because now I know we're going to make a difference in people's lives. And I see how she has duplicated herself with so many people. That's the true leadership. Ryan, that proverb you quoted, I love it. And I quoted it to Larry King himself. I said, Larry, listen to what Proverbs says on diligence. Do you see a man diligent in their business? They will stand before kings. And Karen is very quick to go to the top of anything she believes in because of that diligence. Guess what diligence involves? It's not just hard work. My dad worked hard, but he wasn't diligent in so many areas. Real diligence, partners, effective partnering, not ineffective. Effective partnering is a huge part. One of the biggest component parts, if not the biggest component part of being diligent, is who you partner with and how you partner, how you motivate. She doesn't motivate with fear. Hey, if you don't do this, this, and this, you're not going to qualify for your rank this month. No, she says, hey, you know what? We're getting close. What do you need? How can I serve you in helping you to get over the bar and getting into that rank? And I hear that from people underneath Karen. I don't hear it from Karen. Karen doesn't do any bragging at all, but I hear it from the people like Juanita. So Ryan and I went to Mexico because of Karen. We met Juanita, fell in love with Juanita. Oh my gosh, did we have a time together? We had over 200 doctors listening to our breakthrough. Okay, came through Juanita, came through Karen. So Karen, congratulations. It couldn't happen to a more deserving person. And well, thank you. I love you too. And we continue to, we love serving with you. You never make demands. You always make requests. And the requests that are born not out of envy or pride or anything else, but out of a vision for how to make things better, how to fulfill a need, how to go even more. Yes, we're doing this, but Steve, Aaron, if we did this, we could do this. And that's how she presents. And we've all been the beneficiaries of it. So know that we love you. We support you. I'm proud to have you as my partner in this thing called Neumi that's become the passion of my life other than Christ. It is, and my children. There's Ryan. Oh, God has been so kind to our family and to this company and the incredible leaders that we've drawn to us. And Karen, you're right there at the top. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve, for those words. And speaking of changing lives and speaking of Juanita, we're going to hear from a few of Karen's team members. They're going to share a brief message with to Karen. And so let's hear from Juanita.
Thank you so much. I am so excited. Karen, she just called me a few minutes ago and said, will you be on the call? I just made it to Double Crown. I was like, what? That's Karen. Karen is a shining example of what is possible when you have passion in your heart. And like her name says it all, Karen, care. She has a caring spirit. She's out there helping all of us. And what I love most about her is her big heart. She's always not thinking of herself. She never says, can you help me do this? She's always like, how can I help you? Can I help you do this and that? And Karen, you are just that shining example. You have achieved that double crown, which means that we could all do it. The leadership that you have shown us, the mentorship, you are truly a person who has transformed all our lives. Uh, I remember when she called me to tell me that we were opening up Mexico. And I was like, are you sure? And she was there taking me by the hand, step by step, in everything we did in Mexico. So thank you, Karen. I truly am so excited to be part of your group. And you are truly so humble. The humility, generosity, in everything she just gives and gives. I don't know where she finds all the time in the world to talk and to help all of us, but she never says no. And she's so laser focused. And that's why she wrote that she's known for the Barracuda in bunny slippers, because she just focuses on helping you get to where you want and what you want. Thank you so much, Karen. Congratulations. I love you very much. And we've been friends and associates for many, many years. It's actually over 10 years, Karen. And we look younger today than we did then. Thank you. A pleasure.
Thank you. Now let's move to Larry Wilson. Larry is Karen's upline, and he was going to say a few words.
Thanks. Okay, what I wanted to say, first of all, is when I got to know Michael, all of a sudden I had the big question. Okay, who was the hardest worker, Karen or Michael? And to date, it's still the same situation. Nobody knows for sure who works the hardest. What I wanted to tell you about Karen is about 15 years ago, I had the option of either being direct to the master distributor if I would do presentations every week, or I could sign up under someone. So after talking to the group, we decided we'd sign up under Karen. Well, little did I know that this gal, first of all, was such a dynamo. But second of all, what I found out, okay, that's 15 years ago. Today, if I call one of the people that I moved in under Karen, before I can finish my conversation, they'll say, how are you? Oh, and by the way, how's Karen doing? Have you talked to her lately? Now, you talk about humbled, that humbles you in a hurry because you're not the magic. It was back to Karen. And some of those people she hasn't talked to in 10, 12 years. So that's the amazing part of this person. I couldn't do enough for her. And the other thing I want to say about the persistence, I thought she was going to charge back the company for all the frozen product I sent to her in late December and early January that kept exploding because it was glass. And she had to clean up all that mess till finally they wrapped it tight enough that she got something there she could actually taste. Anyway, have a great day, and thanks, all of you.
Wow, blast from the past with the exploding glass. For those of you who don't know, our Neumi skin used to be in glass bottles. In our first winter, when we were shipping all over Canada and everything, we had some exploding Neumi skin, and thankfully that's not a problem anymore. Count your blessings. Count your blessings that we've learned some lessons along the years. Thanks for reminding us, Larry. Now let's hear from Beth Aminet. Beth Aminet works with Karen very closely, and we get to hear from Beth all the time. Beth, if you're on.
I'm here. Thank you very much. Now, what I want to say to everybody, and I was told I have about 30 seconds to a minute. I've known Karen for over 30 years. We've known each other. And the one thing I really have carried from when I first met her in the 90s to now, which I see it all the time, except it's even more prominent, is her ability to literally understand a person. She gets to know them, yes, but she gets into their mind, and she can work with that person to pull them to the next level. In other words, she's not just slamming them with, you need to do this and this is the right thing to do. She gently brings you up to the next place where you can do a little bit better. Some people will go up higher really quickly. Some people, it takes them a little longer. But this is an incredible thing. And please listen to her. Listen to her talk. Do a three-way call with her and listen to how she deals with people. It's phenomenal. And I don't know where she got it. She probably read it someplace or many places. And I think that should probably be her next book, would be to explain how to do this. And she hasn't got a degree in psychology, but you would think she has. She's more like a lawyer, except a lawyer is doing that with a client or with someone they're giving so they're trying to depose. They're doing that for a totally different reason. Karen is doing it, as they've been saying here on our call. She does that through love and through kindness and through gentleness and through wanting that person to be better than they already are. So that is what I wanted to leave with you, and love you, Karen, and so proud of you. We're all so proud of you, and we just can't wait to get there ourselves. I know we all will. Thank you.
Thank you, Beth, for those awesome words, and we all agree wholeheartedly. Now let's go to Kenny in Africa. Kenny, are you on?
Hello, thank you, everybody. Congratulations to Karen. We celebrate a monumental milestone in the life and journey of an extraordinary leader. My own personal beloved team lead, mentor, and friend, Karen Justice, as she rises to the prestigious rank of the Double Crown. From the very beginning, she has been a pillar of strength, consistency, and belief. Her leadership was never just about results, but about people. She saw greatness in each of us long before we saw it in ourselves, in Nigeria and Africa. She lifted, inspired, and coached and walked with us, always reminding us that success is possible for anyone willing to walk, believe, and grow. Your rank advancement is not just about personal achievement, it's a reflection of the seed she has sown in our lives, every one of us here, through sleepless nights, endless Zoom calls, encouraging messages, and tireless mentoring. She never gave up on us, and never let us give up on ourselves. Everybody talk about Karen here. Everybody knows Karen. Today, we celebrate Karen's well-earned double crown, not just with applause, but with gratitude. We are proud to walk in your footsteps, Karen. Your success is a beacon, and your legacy is already being written in our lives. Congratulations, double crown, Karen Justice. You've made all of us believe again. I've been with Neumi for over 3 years. I've never met anyone like Karen Justice in kind of support and exceptional leadership. I am so excited. My life has never been the same since I've been exposed to this group of wonderful people, from the founder to the president and the legendary Chris Fowler, who always, I always call on phone too. So congratulations again, Karen Justice. We love you. Greetings from Nigeria and Africa. Thank you, everyone.
Kenny. Thank you,
Yeah.
Kenny. Now let's move to Christine Francois, and then in a few minutes we'll be hearing from Karen. Thank you, Christine.
Wow, thank you so much. There's just so much I can say about you, Karen. I'm going to start by just offering up a few words that came to my heart when I heard of this momentous milestone. Karen, you are the epitome of true grit. And I've heard that word in my over 30 years of being in this industry. Grit is phenomenal. And my friend, you've got it. Karen is resolute. She's valiant. She's heart-centered. We've heard this over and over during this celebration of your success, Karen. You are fun and funny. And a lot of people, I know they know that about you. Karen, you are driven, and every single day that I have the privilege of speaking with you, you inspire me. You inspire me with your heart. You inspire me with your love. So I know I only have a short window today, Karen, but I call Karen. She's a superhero. She's a warrior. So Karen, on behalf of not just myself, but all of us through the Caribbean and everywhere else that your life has touched, I want to say a very hearty congratulations. When I see you, I will give you a big hug and many, many kisses. But I want you to know that, Karen, it's not just me that loves you. We all love you. So congratulations. And I promised myself I would not cry. So congratulations, my darling Karen. We love you so much. Thank you.
Oops. Thank you. And finally we'll hear from Michael first, and then after we're going to be hearing from Karen. Thank you.
All right. I'll keep it really short and sweet, guys. Where's the button? There it is. Wow, that's all I can say is wow, 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 wow. When I knew that Alex was going along across the line, that made a huge difference because let's just say people in a previous company, nothing is better than showing massive success. When it comes to Karen, Karen's been kicked in the guts by this industry before, and she said when I first spoke to her, I've got network marketing PTSD, not doing it. And just through a warm conversation, and then introducing to corporate, here we are today. And I'm just not going to double up on what everything said, but I wrote a few words down, and that is heart for the people, super hard worker, selfless, inspiring, genuine, and resilient. And that really puts together what I believe Karen is. I'm proud to call her a friend, as Alex is as well. And I can say that between those two, now setting the 4-minute mile for all of us is a kick up the arse for me as well. So that's a good thing as well. So you would have to be a blind man not to see that Neumi is absolutely on fire. And thank both of you for setting the pace and inspiring all of us to take it to the next step. I think 2026 is going to be the biggest year we have ever seen. And Karen, thank you. Back to you, Ryan.
Thank you. And finally, and I agree, I'm so excited for 2026. I think we're gonna blow the doors off of our growth and break all the records. I think we're right in the precipice of momentum. You can just feel it. It's palpable. I was talking to Aaron this morning. We have so many good things going our way. So with that, Karen, give us the final words, give us our marching orders, and carry us into 2026.
Well, it's hard not to be really emotional for all the kind things that people have said. My heart's just been pounding, and I wondered if I'd be able to talk. But I appreciate all of you so much. I believe this is the greatest company that's ever entered the marketplace. I believe that with my whole heart. And I'm so lucky when I basically said no to Larry that he persisted and he kept sending me the little video. So I finally watched it and I thought, well, even though I was never going to do it again, I thought that's intriguing. And then he put me on a call with Michael. And I have to acknowledge Michael because Michael works so hard. He's such a great leader. He does so many things for the team. He's very team oriented. He's just a wonderful person. but I didn't know that then when I was first on the call. And when I think when he answered the phone, it was a Zoom, and I think I was laying on the desk like this, thinking, "Oh my gosh, I've got to be on this call. Oh no!" But I said to Larry I would, so here I am. So, Michael listened. I mean, he listened to my tale of woe, and as I said, it's a long tale. It was a long tale of woe because I deeply care about people. And when you see that hope blossom in somebody's eyes, and then you find out that the corporate has, you know, not good intentions and all of those types of things, as a leader, it breaks your heart. So I was just done with the industry. I was done with networking junkies and all of that sort of thing. But Michael listened, and he truly listened. He listened with his heart. So when it was my turn to listen, I listened to him. And he told me, you know, that he'd experienced something very similar, that his heart had really been broken. And he introduced me to Aaron. And I thought, well, here I go. I've got all the questions. I've got all these really hard questions. And so I started peppering Aaron with every hard question that I could think of. But very quickly, I looked at it and I thought, he knows all the answers. He's got all the answers, and he's very candid. And he's got an incredible financial background. He's taken another company international. So I really liked him. And I thought, wow, this is incredible. And then as I was doing my due diligence, I watched a video of Steve. And this may sound a little woo-woo to some people out there. I don't care because it's coming from the heart. I watched Steve talking, and I started getting chills. And this has never happened before in my life. I'm getting chills as I'm saying it right now. And I knew, I almost feel like crying. I knew it was confirmation that this is a very good man. He's telling the truth, and you can trust him. And so I'm sorry, but that did it. I called some friends. One of the first ones I called was Beth. And she said, "No way, I'm not doing it." You know, she was in this terrible position herself financially. She had been out of the industry for years. You know, she wasn't feeling great. All these things were happening to her. But I thought, oh, well, you know, I really like Beth. So the least I'm going to do, I'm going to send her some products. So I sent her a bottle of the product. Well, over the next couple of days, she was texting me 3 times a day how much it had changed her mental attitude, how great she felt. Now Beth is my biggest leg. And so I love Beth. And there's people that rally for you, like Kenny did at the end when he realized, you know, we were right at the edge. Michael calling me, "Do you know how close you are, Karen?" And all that stuff. So this is a family. This is a great team. This is a wonderful group of people. I'm so grateful to be part of it. I mean, these people are friends. They're people that I truly love. And so I just really blessed the day that Larry called and that he didn't give up. So please take that to heart, people out there. No doesn't necessarily mean no. You just gently keep opening the door. So thank you all for everything that you said today for me. The thing I'd like to end with, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I've been in the industry for 30 years. And I've seen all kinds of people make it to the top. Network marketing is the great equalizer. You can be a doctor, you can be a hairdresser, you can be a teacher, you can be the fellow that mows somebody's lawn, and you have exactly the same chance. The the common denominator of the people who make it is belief and tenacity, the power to stick with it when the going gets rough. So if I have anything to say to you, I mean this from the bottom of my heart, please listen. You are enough. You can do it. You can make it right to the top. So I love you guys. Thank you all for this. This means so much to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And let me show Karen, we have your double crown award right here with this new stack on top, and there's only so much room left. I think there's only 2 left that we have, but this is the highest one we have. So congratulations, Karen. Thank you so much. Everyone on this call, join us at 6 o'clock for an awesome announcement. If you haven't, congratulations, Karen. We all love you. Couldn't be more proud. So thank you very much. And